Welcome to the CyberGenerations virtual workshop. My name is Rachel Zimmerman. I am the Senior Director of Business Operations for CyberPatriot, and I will be your instructor. Let's start off by discussing the Air Force Association and its CyberPatriot program. The Air Force Association is a 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to educating Americans, advocating for aerospace power and STEM education, and supporting military families. In 2009, the CyberPatriot program was introduced by the Air Force Association to excite and teach our youth about cybersecurity. In 2018, CyberPatriot saw the need to educate older individuals about cybersecurity as well. That's when CyberGenerations was created. CyberGenerations is designed to not only cover a variety of basic cybersecurity topics important for protecting senior citizens against random cyber attacks, but to also provide supplementary materials and important self-help resources included in the CyberGenerations self-paced guide. Before we get into CyberGenerations, let's quickly go over the various programs offered by CyberPatriot. At the elementary school level, CyberPatriot offers a free elementary school cyber education initiative, ESCI, and also has 2 children's books available for purchase through a literature series. At the middle school and high school levels, CyberPatriot offers a national youth cyber defense competition where students learn how to secure computers in a virtual environment. There are also cyber camps available for novice and advanced students that want to learn more about cybersecurity during the summer months. AT&T and CyberPatriot collaborated on this program with the goal of teaching safe and confident use of technology to senior citizens. It is designed to encourage you to make wise choices regarding your online and mobile activity. Thank you for being a part of the CyberGenerations initiative, and thank you for your commitment to learning more about being safe online. Before we start this lesson, you will want to have a few items handy that we will reference during the video. The first is the CyberGenerations Virtual Workshop External Resource List. The second is the CyberGenerations Self-Paced Guide. These items can be found on the CyberPatriot website, www.uscyberpatriot.org, in the Virtual Workshop page under the CyberGenerations tab. There are 5 parts to the CyberGenerations workshop. Today we will be talking about the introduction to cybersecurity. By the end of this workshop, you will have the knowledge and confidence to secure the technology you use every day. So that we can gauge the effectiveness of this workshop, please pause this video and take 2 to 3 minutes to complete the pre-workshop knowledge survey. A link to the survey is the first resource listed in the Introduction to Cybersecurity section of the CyberGenerations Virtual Workshop External Resources list. You can also use your phone's camera to scan the image on the screen. The same survey will be given at the end of the workshop. Before anything else, we need to understand what cybersecurity means and why it's important to have good cybersecurity practices. Follow along in the CyberGenerations Self-Paced Guide, pages 1 through 5. Why is it important for seniors to learn about cybersecurity? Online fraud is one of the most common crimes in the United States. Almost 1 in 10 people fall victim to identity fraud. In 2018, there were 14.4 million victims of identity fraud. According to the FBI, internet scammers disproportionately target older Americans as they tend to be wealthier, more trusting, and less likely to report fraud. Knowing this, it's particularly important for senior citizens to familiarize themselves with the different scams and the dangers on the internet and learn about how they can protect themselves in order to have a safe and positive online experience. You've heard the term cybersecurity, but do you know what the term means? Cybersecurity is the protection of internet-connected systems, including hardware, software, and data, from cyber attacks. It is important to be aware of cyber threats because they affect all of us. Cybercrime is one of the toughest challenges that the world is facing today, and it's set to cost organizations and individuals up to $6 trillion annually by the year 2021. Before we get into the details of cybersecurity, let's see how cyber secure you are in your daily life by pausing this video and taking the AT&T Cyber Aware quiz. A link to the quiz is the second resource listed on the CyberGenerations Virtual Workshop External Resource List in the Introduction to Cybersecurity section. To learn more about what the term cybersecurity means, please pause this video and watch the Tech Partnerships video entitled Cybersecurity Explained. A link to the video is resource number 3 in the Introduction to Cybersecurity section of the CyberGenerations External Resources list. Why is it important to be safe online? Lots of our data is stored online or on computers. Even if you don't use computers regularly, it is still possible that your information is at risk. 2 myths associated with using the internet are: Myth 1, if you don't put your information online, you are untraceable and therefore safe from intrusions. Truth, publicly available government records, court records, or records of any organization or committee that you are a member of are all viable sources of personal information. Myth 2, if you post something online, it's only shared with your friends and family. Truth, the internet is a mysterious place, and you never know where your information will end up. Even if you are being careful and deleting data which exposes personal information, there's always a chance that your information has been copied and stored somewhere else and can be accessed by criminals. One of the biggest goals of cybersecurity is protecting personally identifiable information, or PII. Personally identifiable information is any data that could potentially be used to identify a specific person. These are all examples of PII. Any of this information getting into the hands of an untrustworthy source could lead to fraud or identity theft. It is important to treat PII like you would a precious valuable. Sharing this information isn't the only way for people to gain access to it. There are also physical threats to how PII can be obtained. Dumpster diving. This actually happens. Thieves will sift through garbage for receipts with credit card information, medical forms with social security numbers, or other documents with personal information. They can use this information to impersonate you for financial gains or to access confidential information. Another way people steal your information is through shoulder surfing. People can learn a lot about your personal information by simply looking over your shoulder while you are typing. Be careful when you are typing personal information, including passwords. In public areas, lower your screen so that only you can see it. The steps you can take to protect your PII are all steps that will be covered in this workshop. Review privacy settings on your social media accounts. Try to keep up with the changing privacy and security settings on different websites and make sure that all of your online accounts are safe and secure. Be careful about what you share online. Avoid sharing personal information that might give away vital details about you to would-be criminals. Make sure to shred any document that contains PII before you throw it out to keep personal information out of the hands of the wrong people. Regularly check your credit and financial reports. This will help you avoid credit fraud and lessen the possibility of identity theft. Utilize your computer's antivirus software. Antivirus or anti-malware software are often pre-installed on your computer and they are essential for securing your device. Always log out of online accounts when you are done. This is especially important if you are using a computer in a public place. Use strong, unique passwords. In the next lesson, we will discuss the advantages of having a strong password. Never share your passwords. Be wary about sharing your passwords and avoid writing them down anywhere. Mobile devices are portable or handheld devices that have data or can connect to another device that has data. Just like computers, mobile devices are susceptible to cyber attacks and need to be protected. According to the 2018 Current State of Cybercrime White Paper by RSA, a cybersecurity and digital risk management solutions company, over 60% of online fraud is accomplished through mobile platforms. Additionally, 80% of mobile fraud is accomplished through mobile apps instead of mobile web browsers. One step beyond mobile devices are smart or Internet of Things IoT devices. IoT devices are creating smart homes everywhere. Consumer connected devices include TVs, speakers, lights, security systems, thermostats, and appliances that can all be controlled through phones or voice-activated assistants like Siri, Alexa, or Google Home. It is especially important to know how to protect these smart devices from attack. AT&T recommends these steps to secure such devices. Stay up to date on software updates. Change default passwords. Disconnect when not in use. Be careful about the smart device apps you install and use. To learn more about IoT, check out TechTune's video, Risks of the Internet of Things, which is the 4th resource on the CyberGenerations Virtual Workshop external resource list. Should you need to get a new phone, it is important that you clear the data from your old phone before turning it in. The last thing you want to do is give away your personal information when you give away your phone. AT&T's device retirement video shows the steps you should take to secure your device before turning it in. The video is the 5th resource listed on the CyberGenerations Virtual Workshop external resources list. A lot of time when we use the internet, we are using a web browser. A web browser is a software application used for retrieving, presenting, and navigating information resources on the World Wide Web. When we say we want to Google something or sign into our bank account, we must use a web browser to do so. Internet Explorer, Microsoft Edge, Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Opera, and Safari are all common web browsers. With the number of hackers and scammers out there, it can be tough to know if a website is safe. Fortunately, there are safety features in place to help you know. The video How to Know If a Website is Secure will explain those features. The video is resource number 6 on the CyberGenerations Virtual Workshop external resource list. This concludes the first part of the CyberGenerations Virtual Workshop. Make sure you check out the next video where we will cover password management.